Cool. So, hello everyone. Do let me know in the chats if I am both audible and visible. Do give me a thumbs up. Do give me a thumbs up or do give me an acknowledgement in the chats if you guys can hear me properly and if my screen is also visible to you guys. And we will start the session in few minutes. Okay, cool. So, hello Penny, and yes, cool. Cool. So I think I'm both visible and audible. So now you guys can start giving a quick introduction about yourself. I mean, just mention your semester and which department are you from, right? So that I'll have a brief idea about which course you are pursuing and in which you are, in which year you are currently, right? Great. Hello, Sindhu. We will be waiting till 7:05 and for the audience to join, and after that we will continue with the session. Right. This session will be on roadmap to become a full stack web developer. I mean, full stack web developer. We will see the resources you can follow. We will discuss about what all things you need to know to become a full stack developer, and we will also see that. Yeah, we will also see like what are the pay scales, what are the opportunities that are there for a full stack web developer, and other things like that. Chalo. So we also have Vijay from first year CSE. Sorry, from first year SEM 2, I think. Yeah. AI and DS branch. Great, man. And yeah, hello, Sindhu. Again. Great, guys. Also, do tell if you are excited for the webinar or not. Hello to all. It's the new concept from webinar. It is. Yes. Hello, Pavan. Yeah. Um. Hello, Veera Venkata. It is. Yeah, I'll cover all these aspects in the webinar as we move on. Right, don't worry about that. Okay, cool, guys. I think it's 7:05 now, right? And we can start the session. So if you guys have any doubts or if you guys feel like asking any questions, do drop them in the chat section. I'll be reading, I mean, in the live chat section. I'll be reading the chats and I'll answer them in between, right? Chalo. So, acha, just a minute. Let's open this. I forgot to add this. Awesome, right? Chalo. So, as I've told, this webinar is on roadmap to full stack web development, right? We will be covering each and every aspect of full stack web development, and I can guarantee that after this session, you will be pumped up to learning more about web development and specifically full stack web development, and you will also have a decent idea about the opportunities and other things related to it, right? So this session is hosted by me, Riddhi Suteri, right? And yeah, let's start the session. So let's move on with the next slide. Just a minute. Yeah, so before starting the session, here is a quick, what do you say? A quick introduction about myself. Just a minute, why is my mouse not responding? Just a minute, guys. There is a little bit of glitch, I think. Yeah, okay, my mouse is back. Chalo, cool. Right, sorry about this lag. I don't know how it happened. So this is a little bit about me. So yeah, this is me, this cute little kid, and I'm a developer and technical content writer. And yeah, I basically freelance for Scalar Academy as well. You might know it as Interview Bit, right? So yeah, and I'm also open source enthusiast. I have been a GSOC mentor for the last year, and this year I'm participating as a GSOC admin, right? So I have a decent experience with open source as well. And one of my fortunate things that I've done is I've taught and mentored 1,000+ folks till now. I've mentored them in the fields of development, in the fields of DSA, in the fields of open source again, and other tech related stuff, right? So if you feel like connecting with me and discussing, anything, any topics, or have a discussion, or have a, have any queries, so you can connect with me on my Twitter handle with this URL, and you can find me on LinkedIn with this username, right? So this is a bit about me. Now let's get started with the session. So let's delete this, and now let's get going, right? So first of all, we will address some basic terminologies regarding what is web, what are websites, and a bit of about the basics, so that we will this will come handy when we discuss other things, like when we discuss about these things in the roadmaps, right? So first of all, again, I want to do a simple activity with you. I want your answers. What do you understand with the website, right? And any specific website that you have, that you have enjoyed, or that you feel like, okay, this is a great website. So I want the quick answers from your side about what is website according to your term. I don't want any Wikipedia definition or anything. Just what comes to your mind when you hear the word website. And the other thing is any specific website that you really like or that you really enjoy. Quickly type your answers in the chat, live chat. I'm reading it. Yeah. Go on, guys. Don't be don't be shy. I'm not judging you on basis of your answers. Right. I've also been informed that many of the students are from the first year itself. So it's totally okay if you don't know anything about websites or anything about this. I just want your opinion, right? What do you understand with a website? And I'm sure that most of you, or almost I think everyone here must have visited any website till now, right? So anything? Then we will quickly move further, because I want to make this session interactive, right? I don't want I will deliver the PPT and all, and you just sit idle and you just enjoy the thing, enjoy the show, right? I want you to also participate into this webinar. Applications of day-to-day life activity. Great. That is a great answer, Nitin. Right. Collection of web pages. Okay, great. That is another great answer. Yeah. Go on. Mm-hmm. Great. So I think we have the answers that we required. Basically you answered this on your own, right? Websites are basically some web pages, collection of web pages. Now, what is a web page? I hope you also know that. A simple page that can be displayed over a browser or that can be displayed over internet, right? So this is a web page. Now, we will not go into depth about what is a web page, how do you make it, how do you open it, other things like that. I just want to give a brief introduction about other terminologies, right? Yeah, static and dynamic, great answer, right? So that we are comfortable with dealing these terms when we talk about them, right? So the very first thing is I want to give you a brief about how a basic website work, or what are the different types of websites and things like that. So suppose when you want to visit maybe your college website or maybe any other third party website, so the first thing that you do is you open your browser, right? You open your browser. This browser can be anything. This can be Google Chrome, this can be Mozilla Firefox and other things. So when you open the browser, you go to a search engine, right? Again, this you go to a search engine and you type the name, or you type the URL of the website that you want to search, and you type the name, and then you can see a web page or a page that is loaded up, right? There is some information, there is some images, and there is some other details, right? So this is a web page, right? And in a web page or in a website, basically, there can be two aspect of it, right? The first thing is okay, you see a website, so the design related, I'm writing it here. I'm explaining this thing, so I'm writing it here. So the design and implementation thing, yeah, design, right? And the other thing is some calculations that the website does, right? Or some calculations, some authorization, other things, right? So the design and all the things, stuff that you see on your website, that comes under the front end, right? The front end of the website. And all these collections, all these calculations, or these authentication, like suppose you visit a bank website. So in bank website, you can see the layout of maybe filling your IDs, maybe filling your passwords, maybe filling your other things like that. So these all things comes under design, right? So this is front end of the website. And suppose if you have filled it and you have submitted the form, so you can see things going on, like okay, we are processing, or maybe some server issues or things like that. So these all things are happening in the backside of the website, right? Not exactly on the very back of the website, but these are handling on the servers, right? So these things are called the backend, right? So again, to summarize, there is front end, right? There is back end, and if we club both of these things, we call them a full stack, right? Basically, these are the broader terms that I'm using right now, right? It's definitely not only these two. There is a lot that comes under this. So this is basically full stack, and this is basically front end, and this is basically back end, right? So this is what basically a back end developer means. And now we will discuss what are the minimum things that you need to know in order to call yourself a full stack web developer, right? So I hope I have made these some basic terms clear to you, and you also have a great idea about web and websites. So we are good to move to the next slide, right? So I'll delete this and I'll move to the next slide, right? Chalo. So now let's see what are the bare minimum things that you need to know to call yourself a full stack developer, right? So again, when I'm talking about these things now, so don't take it okay, only these much things I need to know, or what is the maximum thing that I can learn as a full stack developer. So there is never a cap about what maximum you can learn, right? There are endless technologies that are coming day by day. There are some new updates and all coming on. So at least you should have some ideas about basic things, like how web work, what is some basic things about creating a front end, some basic things about creating a back end, and then you will be good to go, right? And don't worry, if this is all sounding like very boring to you, please stick to it. I'll reveal about the various opportunities that you can have as a full stack developer. You can definitely earn in lakhs, crores and things like that by not even opting for a job, right? You can do freelancing and all. So I'll definitely cover that part as well. So the first thing that you need to know as a full stack developer is the knowledge of a front end framework, right? So front end, I hope is clear to you by now. The design part, or the part that is visibly visibly available for the user, right? So this is the front end. You need to learn about how do you create boxes, how do you create a image, how do you create tables and things like that, right? And there are something called framework, right? So what are frameworks? Frameworks are basically, suppose if you want to create each things manually, right? So framework, what they will do is they'll help you in creating these things in a better and in an efficient way, right? Again, I'll not go into depth of what is framework, what are different types of framework that you can use and things like that, right? Just to give you an idea what is framework, I've told this enough, right? So once you have an idea about what is framework and what is front end and how do you make a simple front end, now you need to also have an idea about what are APIs and what are JSON and some of the basic knowledge about networking, right? So what are these APIs, what are these JSONs, and why networking is required in full stack development. So the thing is that suppose you have a backend ready, or suppose you have a front end ready and you have a backend ready. This is front end, this is backend. So you need to pass these information here and there, right? So you need that both of your systems can communicate with each other. So in these situations you use an API, right? Obviously you can use an API internally or externally, things like that, but basic API is required to connect these systems, right? Again, JSON is also used. JSON is used for basically receiving files, receiving data or things like that, right? And networking is required when you can suppose there is HTTP, there is other protocols and things like that. So this is also required, right? So I hope you are convinced that networking and all these things are required as a full stack developer. Right. So, okay, now you have an idea of full front end. Now you have an idea about this networking area. So you also obviously need to have an idea about backend as well, right? So, in order, only then you will call yourself a backend engineer or a front full stack engineer, right? So obviously you need to have an idea about what is backend and some other frameworks related to it, right? So, okay, now you have idea about front end, you have idea about this, and you have idea about that. So there is another important thing when it comes to basic computer science field, that is databases, right? I hope that some of you might have this in your syllabus as well, in your curriculum, college curriculum. So database, if I have to put in into short words, so database is nothing but kind of a record or collection of your data, right? So suppose your data have maybe suppose you go to a networking site, social media networking sites. So there, that definitely has a data, right? You are going to IRCTC, you are going to maybe suppose facebook.com, twitter.com. So all these maintain a data, right? So these data are specifically stored in databases, right? And these can be of different types. Maybe they can be of SQL types. SQL is basically tabular form of data, right? These can be of no SQL types, right? Again, don't worry if you are not getting these terms, like what is SQL, what is no SQL. I'm just giving an example, right? So these can be other there can be lots of different types of databases. So you only need to have idea about only one type of database, right? You can know about SQL, you can know about no SQL, and you will be good to go, right? Because once you know one database, once you know one type of a database, it will be very easy for you to make this transition, right? So definitely you need to learn databases as well. Now, learning about all these things, like you have checked this part one, you have checked this part two, three, and four. So, in these 4 points, you will have your website ready, right? Suppose if I want to make my personal project or if I want to make any other website. So, in these coming by these 4 points, I'll have my website ready, right? So once my website is ready, now I need to push it, right? I mean, I need to host it, or I need to deploy it, right? So that I can show it to my friends or maybe to the general public who wants to access to my site, right? So how do you do it? You do it by learning about hosting. You will do it by learning about deployment, right? So this is an also important thing that you need to learn, right, in order to call yourself a full stack developer. Right. So till this point, I hope I have given a basic idea about, okay, what all things that you need. Don't worry, I'll give you a full roadmap thing just after this slide, so that you have an idea about what all technologies I can work on, what all are the basic things that I need to learn. Right. So till this point, if you have any doubts, right, maybe like what is database, can I be a full stack developer without learning a database? Anything like that, you can drop your doubts in the chat section. I'll take that, right? And just make it quick so that we can move to the next slide, right? Also, if everything is very very clear to you guys, you can also tell in the chat ki, okay, we are getting everything and we are super clear till this point, so that I can move to the next point, the next slide. Also, don't be shy if you have any doubt, and if you are saying if you are thinking, okay, cool man, Nitin, if you are thinking ki, I might sound stupid if I ask these simple doubts, there's nothing like that. Uh, Cool, cool, man, cool. Everything is clear, I think, right? So let's quickly move to the next slide then, if you are enjoying this. Chalo, so here comes the much awaited thing, that is the roadmap, right? So this is again, I will say, the bare minimum thing that you need to learn. So obviously, since I've told you already, there is the first part is learning about the front end. The second part is learning about the back end, and the third part is learning about hosting and deployment. Okay, so someone is asking, can you please explain JSON? So see Max Gaming. So JSON is basically what you call JavaScript object notation. So yeah, deployment I'll also tell. Basically, suppose if you want to transfer some of the information, so you transfer it in the form of JSON, right? So this is a very basic thing. I will not go into depth because this will, this will not be a class of roadmap. Then this will become a class of JSON, right? So understand it this way: when we want to transfer some information, we transfer it in JSON also. Right. So what is deployment? Okay, deployment is basically suppose you have your site ready, you have your app or something ready. So you need to host it. By hosting, what I mean is you shift your site from your local system to the cloud or to the servers, right? So this is basically deployment. Yeah. Cool. Right. Chalo, so let's continue with the slide. So yeah, I was saying the first thing is front end, second is back end, and third is hosting and deployment, right? So in the front end itself, the first thing that you'll want to learn is you want to learn how to structure a website, right? Suppose if I have a website, so I want to add some pictures, I want to add some content. So you add it using HTML, right? This is used for structuring the page. Now, since once you have added these pictures, these images and things like that, so now you want to make it visually attractive, right? So how do you make it attractive? You make it attractive by adding some styles using CSS, right? So again, don't go into the depth key. What is the full form of HTML? What is the full form of CSS? How do I make a structure? Things, other things, right? I'm just explaining the things. Okay, what all things are there and why are they used, right? I'm also guessing these things you might know already, right? Because if I'll start explaining each and everything in detail, that will take another 1 or 2 hours, right? So I'm keeping it very short, right? So the next thing is JavaScript, right? So JavaScript may basically you add dynamic features to or dynamic content to your website using not exactly like the everything is dynamic, but yeah, you add some features and other thing using JavaScript, right? So the very next thing about JavaScript is people prefer using jQuery, right? So jQuery is again, an extension of JavaScript. People use it to make, to not write JavaScript from scratch and to use some simpler versions of writing it, right? After you have learned jQuery, you can learn about Bootstrap. So what Bootstrap does is it will make writing these structures and styles of the web page easier for you, and rather than writing the structure first and then styling it, Bootstrap will give you some simple codes and simple predefined things from where you can directly import basic structures and things like that, right? So Bootstrap is used for that. And obviously after learning all these things, you can jump to React, which is a very good technology to run. This is in very demand right now. So what React does is it basically, there are some limitations with using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, since it takes a lot of time and it takes lots of effort. So you can do these easily with the help of React, right? So framework was a thing, right? I was talking about earlier. So basically React is, by the way, not exactly a framework, but yeah, it is a library, which you can say is a subset of framework. right? Again, don't ask me like what is framework, what is library, what are the basic differences between them. Just understand it this way, you want to make each and everything from scratch. So rather than making each and everything from scratch, what libraries and framework will do is they will provide you some functions or some molds, you can say, so that you can write all these things in a much easier and efficient way, right? Again, it will give you various other tons of feature as well, right? So if you learn these many things, so you can call yourself a front end guy, right? Again, there are many things related to it, but these are things the bare minimum you need to learn as a front end developer, right? So once suppose you have made your way till front end developer, now you want to call yourself a back end engineer as well, or a back end developer as well. So for a back end developer, you need to learn Node.js first. That are the very basic thing. Maybe Node.js is an option. You can learn Django side by side as well. You can also learn maybe Ruby on Rail. Other things are there, Ruby on Rails. But Node.js is the very popular things. So I all these things that I'm covering right here, these are the popular things, and I am personally connected to them as well. So that's why I took these things. But in replacement of Node.js, you can use Django or other things as well. So once you have learned about Node.js, you want to learn the about Express.js as well, right? It is kind of a framework for Node.js thing, right? So these are the things about making simple servers. Now, once you have made your way till Node.js and Express.js, now you want to learn about databases, right? The thing that I was talking about earlier. So database, I think, is clear to you by now. So MongoDB is one such database, right? Database. Again, if you talk about what type of database it is a NoSQL based database. NoSQL, right? So obviously that means the data is not stored in the form of tables itself, right? So again, there is another separate discussion about NoSQL databases versus SQL databases, which one to learn, which one is more efficient, and other things. So you can research about it. What do you like the most? Right? Obviously, NoSQL databases are in high demand right now. So I have took example of MongoDB right now. Right. So now let's move further and let's see. Chalo, now you have learned about all these backend technologies as well, and now you can call yourself a backend guy, right? So okay, well, you are a backend guy right now. Yeah, backend guy is also done. Now you need to learn about hosting and deployment and other tools that you might need in your development journey. So the first thing is about learning Git and GitHub, right? So what this will do is this will help you in arranging your project in a better way, right? Again, there is another set of discussion that can go on about what is Git, how it is used, why do we need Git, and what is basically GitHub. So just understand it this way. Suppose you have a very big project and you want to you want to save each checkpoint of that project, so that you can roll out to the later version. You can make some quick changes and things like that. So this is why Git is used, and to share your code with the worldwide, to make collaborations in your code, basically GitHub is used, right? So again, there is another thing that is called Postman and other testing tools to test that if your application is working fine or not, right? Basically to test some APIs and the data that your application is showing and other things like that. You can use in other testing tools. Right. So once we have done that, now we will move to learning about basic deployment thing, right? What are some cloud technologies that we have? That is AWS is there, Amazon Web Services, GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform, Azure is also there, right? So you can learn about them. Okay, what are these? What all features they provide and other things. And also in the meanwhile, you can also learn about Heroku, Netlify, and GitHub Pages. These all services offer you hosting at a very cheap cost, and basically you can host your first website for free using these tools and websites. So you can give this a try as well, right? So these all are the very basic things that you need to know and to call yourself a full stack developer. Right. So I hope I made all these things clear. So if you have any doubts about any of these points, so do ask in the chat section. I'll take that and then we will move to the next part. Also, if you have understood about a brief about everything, you can also say, okay, things are clear. You can move on to the next slide. And please don't expect me to give a detailed description about each and every technology, because again, I'll say I have a time restriction. Please do let me in the let me know in the chat. Exactly. Okay, clear, Nitin. Cool, man. Right. So, chalo, let's move on. If things are clear, and if you guys have any doubts, please put that into the chat section. I'll take that later. Sure, Lo. So now I hope that I've explained all these things in a very clear manner, and I hope that you guys are now curious about okay, to chalo, let's get started with full stack development because this sounds good, and there are obviously so many things to learn. So how to learn these things, right? Acha, before going to explain like how to learn these things, let me explain like why do you need to learn, right? Why I'm emphasizing so much on full stack development, right? Is there any demand of it? Are people getting paid about it and things like that, right? So that you have an interest while getting starting with the learning. So let me tell you this: key full stack development is a very in-demand technology, in-demand skill right now. There are lots and lots of opportunity that are there for a full stack developer. You can get paid you can get paid really well working with startups, working with any big techs as well. But if you feel like okay, I don't want to do a job or I don't want to stuck in corporate as well, you can definitely try the path of freelancing, right? Which is a very cool thing right now. Freelancing, right? So freelancing may, if you know full stack development na, so you can have lots and lots of project and the pay scale is also really good, right? I've also personally done freelancing as well. I've took couples of project and I've got paid in really good amount as well. You can start freelancing from the very first skill that you learn, right? Suppose if you learned about front end development, so you can start your freelancing journey from there itself, right? You definitely do not need to become a full stack developer to start your journey, right? You can start your journey by learning itself. So this is the thing, right? So this is an option, and again I have told ki there are lots and lots of opportunities in this domain, right? There is lots of opportunities, and the pay is also really good, and it is also in comparison to like Android or other field. This is relatively easier to find opportunities in this domain. Right. This is my personal opinion. I'm not, again, not demotivating or degrading any other development or skill, but this is my personal experience. Right. So chalo, now I hope ki you are very very excited about learning this thing. So how do you learn these things, right? So if you come across any YouTube channel, if you go search about how do I learn freelancing, or sorry, how do I learn full stack development, so you will find many number of resources. There is W3S schools, there is Mozilla developer docs. I'm forgetting his name, but yeah, there are n number of blogs that are written. There are n number of tutorials that are there, right? So you can learn from many resources. There are also Udemy courses there are premier institutes, like there is some institute saying suppose X, there is an institute say Y. So these all also provide courses, like paid courses as well. So you can learn from any of the resources that you feel you are comfortable with, right? So this is a thing, and I hope ki now you have a bit of idea about where you can get started. Now let's analyze all these resources, like okay, I have told ki there are a number of websites and there are a number of courses. So let's analyze these websites and resources. Let's make a tabular description about each, and what they offers, and what are the demerits and what are the plus points of choosing them, right? So that you can make your decision based out of it. So obviously the first thing that we have is a YouTube में there are very good creators. There is Code with Harry, there is Apni Kaksha, there is Web Dev Simplified, there is JavaScript Mastery, etc. So there is also Udemy courses are there. A number of Udemy courses are there, and then we have like institutes are there. Institutes are also there, and yeah. So let's see about each of them. What all things that they offer. So with YouTube, the very first thing that is a problematic is ki suppose if I have various number of courses that is available with me, like in free of cost, so there is a commitment issue with it, right? So I might not be able to commit my time, I might not be able to commit the energy, because this thing is what I'm getting for free. Again, if you are committed enough, if you are dedicated enough, so you can do. But this is a slight problem that I have faced, the commitment issue is very low when it comes to YouTube or free courses, right? So again, this is not the thing with Udemy, because since you have paid something, so there will be kind of a commitment issues with you. And obviously, in the premier institutes, let me also mention this: they, they charges a lot, because I have experience of some of the institutes. I don't want to name them, but yeah, they charge a lot of money. So they charges a lot. So obviously there will be commitment issues, right? You will be committed to complete that course. And the next thing is okay, the commitment is there. And the thing is maybe the doubt support, right? Or the content, you can say. Content is good for everyone. I'm not saying content is bad for YouTube, or content is bad for the Udemy courses, or content is bad for institute. But yeah, doubt support, suppose if you are learning from YouTube, right, and you end up across any doubt, suppose the instructor has said something, okay, you can do this, you can do that, but you are not able to replicate the same thing in your own environment. So where do you ask your doubt, right? So there is no such doubt resolution system there, right? And Udemy may be as such, there is no doubt resolution. Obviously you can ask the doubt in the comment section or in the discussion section, but I don't think it's that effective, right? So there is a down point of that. And in premier institutes, there is a good doubt support. There are TAs and all, but since you are paying a lot of the charge, so that is obviously, that is obviously a thing there. And now if we talk about the affordability of these courses, right? Affordability of these courses. So these are super affordable, because you are not paying anything. And Udemy courses are also available. You can get that for like 500 or 1000, under 1000 rupees, right? So these are also affordable. And if you talk about the institutes, right? So as I've already mentioned, they charges a lot. So they are not at all affordable, right? So the problem comes in here, right? Obviously you can add the blogs, or you can maybe choose some simple Udemy courses with doubt support, or things like that. So this is my observation, right? Again, I'm saying this is what I have felt. Again, if you come across any YouTube tutorial, or if you come across any course or institute that is fulfilling all these criteria, so do let me know as well, right? So this is the thing, and you can see that there is a gap, right? Nobody is checking out all these fields. So what the edspread team has come up with is they have pointed out this, they have addressed this pinpoint of the situation. Okay, suppose you want to learn anything, and you want to learn it at a affordable cost, and you want to learn it in a very professional way, right? Getting your doubt support, or getting your doubts cleared, and also you want to give a commitment to it. So what they have done is they have started, or they have come up with let me write edspread, right? Or maybe let's write it with a different pen itself. Right. So what edspread is doing is they are coming up with a very affordable and very good course about full stack development. That will be a 40 to 45 days course, in which they will obviously the charge is very less, so you will have a commitment, because since you are paying, and the doubt support is will be there, because you will have mentors, you will have peers to discuss your doubt with, and it is super affordable. And some additional point which I want to mention here is see, all these institute and all, what they do is let me also write internship section as well. So internships may there will be no internship support here. There will also be no internship support here. There will be a partial partial internship support, because they'll give you access to their platform, their hiring platform, and they'll say okay, you will get some internships from here, right? But what edspread is doing is edspread is coming up with a guaranteed internship program, right? GURANTED. Sorry if I'm not writing the spelling correct. Guaranteed internship, but I hope you are getting the sense. So in guaranteed internships, all the people who will join the course, they will be given an internship for at least a 30-day span, wherein after completing that, they will also receive an internship certificate. And additionally, the thing is they will also receive a letter of recommendation, right? Which is super important when you are applying for different maybe different internships, or maybe you can use that as your resume, in your resume as well, right? So not only this, they will also they will also have some personalized resume session, personalized sessions, like 2-3 sessions will be on how you can make your resume good from professionals, right? From maybe personals from Google, from Microsoft, from Walmart, and etc. Things like that, right? So these all things that they have come up with, and this is super affordable. The curriculum is also very good, and I've personally gone through the curriculum, and yeah, this is the thing. And I hope that you guys have a decent idea about the comparison of all these things, right? So let's move on with the next part. If I'm able to clear your doubts till now. Just a minute. Yeah. So these are the also one more thing that I forgot at that point. There will be live classes, right? All these Premier Institute and all they will give you recorded classes, but you will have live classes so that you can interact with the instructor. You can ask your doubts and things like that. And obviously, it is affordable. There will be the doubt support as well, as I've told earlier, and internship opportunity is also there. And also one more interesting fact out about this program is there will be limited number of seats. As far as I know, there will be only 50 seats at this point. And yeah, because if we have like so many students with us, so the instructor might not be able to concentrate on each student, right? So that's why we have kept this cap till 50 student, right? And one more thing is if you guys are interested about the knowing more of this program, so someone from the team, just a minute here, someone from the team will put out a form from where you can if you are interested, you can fill that, okay, I'm interested, and someone from the team will reach out to you and you can ask any of your doubts with them, maybe like the price of this, and what all will I be what all will I be getting in this course, what are the projects that are there. Also, I'll give you a sneak peek into their curriculum and syllabus as well right now. But if you want to know more about it, if you want to have a discussion, you can fill that form. So I think someone from the team will put the link right now. Also, that link that they will give, you can fill your name, email IDs, and this is an attendance sheet as well. Right. So since you have attended this session till this point, so filling out all these discounts and all, yeah, they will tell. You can ask them directly about the discounts and all. And yeah. So if you fill out about these details, you will receive your participation certificates in few days. And if you are definitely interested, you will receive a call back. And I will say if you just want to know about it, if you don't want to take it, it's up to you. But if you just want to know about it, like what are features are there, how many classes will I have, what will be the duration of classes, do give it a try, right? Because I don't think there is any harm in giving this a shot. If you don't get satisfied with it, it's up to you, it's your call. But just fill the what do you say, interested form. Someone from the team will put the chat, will put the link in the description. I mean, in the chat, really quick. Right. So till then, let me show you the curriculum. Yeah, just a minute. Let me show you the curriculum of this thing. So this is the thing that is guaranteed, that I've already told you'll definitely receive a guaranteed internship after doing this course. And this will be a full stack web development course. And yeah, this is a great course, great code by Steve Jobs. And one more interesting thing that I didn't mention earlier, I'll be your instructor in that course. And I've already told about my experiences and all. So I've been into web and all these things. Just a minute. Let's keep this aside. Yeah. So I've been into web development and all from quite a long time right now. 2 years of experience. I am currently working with a big business team as a full stack developer, and I have decent experience with Scalar as well, right? Open source experiences there. I have also worked with Coding Ninjas and Girl Script Foundation, right? So I'll be your instructor and take live classes of this course. The curriculum will be of 45 days in which we will build some super awesome projects. I'll also give you a sneak peek about these projects, and doubt support will also be there. You can get all of your doubts cleared in one-to-one call. Yeah, this is the thing. And if we move forward, we can see that we will be learning about 10 plus projects will be there, including simple minor projects and major projects, and hundreds of topics will be covered. Yeah, this is the thing. And yeah, let's move on with the next part. That is, yeah, these are some salient features about why you can join our course. Since this will be a live class, this will be a one-on-one doubt solving sessions. There will be number of projects, and the important part I will want to highlight this is ki there is a letter of recommendation at the end, right, which will be definitely useful for you. And this course is suitable for like everyone starting from very scratch to anyone who has a decent idea about web development, and anyone who can make simple projects as well, right? So this will definitely upskill you from a beginner level to an advanced level, so that you can show some great projects in your resume, you can show an internship in your resume, and you can show a letter of recommendation at the end, right? And this will be a group based learning, and there will be a resume building workshop at the end, as I've told, taken by some of the alumni of Google, some of the alumni of Amazon, and other other tech giants. And yeah, there will be certificate of completion and all will be there. And just a minute, yeah, let's move on. Okay, so what all are the basic things that will be covered? Is like front end. Obviously there will be front end. Just a minute. Backend will be there, version control will be there, APIs and other things will be there, databases will be there, and hosting and deployment will be there, right? So if you remember, these are the core things that you need to learn as a full stack developer, right? So after going these things, you can see that in the front end, these are the basic things that there will be that will be covered in the course. That will be HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, React, Git, and GitHub, right? So we will cover each of them in very extensive manner. We will make projects out of it. We will have a healthy discussion with all of these topics. And similarly, if we look into the backend development course, there we will also have some of the most important topics about backend. That is, will be Node.js, Express.js, APIs will be there, MongoDB, hosting and securing a website, right? And these are the things. And now let's come straight to the projects part, wherein we can see what all projects we will make. So obviously we will make a personal portfolio website at the end, right, which is very important, I feel, right? I also have a personal portfolio website. You can check it out after this session. That is ritsuteri.tech, right? So having a personal portfolio website gives you a ritsuteri.tech, right? So having a personal portfolio website gives you an edge. You can directly show the world what all things that you know, right? Obviously, while going through this, if you are finding this like attractive, if you are finding okay, I should give this a shot, I should try this thing, so definitely fill this form, please. At least show your interest if you want to learn this thing, and someone from the team will get you in a call with you. And don't worry, we will not spam you, like we will not give you continuous call. If you say I'm not interested, we will definitely call, we will definitely not call you from the next time. If you say okay, you want to know more about it, please do let us know and we will call you, right? So the next thing is personal portfolio is done, right? Our personal expense tracker will also be there, which will just a minute, from which you can track all of your expenses, and this will also be a great project. And now there will be a search movies and detail application. So what this will do is, suppose if you want to know, suppose if you have a movie in your mind, right, you want to know who directed it, where did it come, what are the IMDb ratings, what is the story and all plot of this movie, when in other various things including that. So you can we will be making that application. By application I mean web application, right? We will also see Swiggy backend management, wherein we know how an order gets placed, right? Suppose in the real time you place an order, so how it comes at the backend, and what all delivery location that the user has given, and other things, right? After that, we will learn about, we will make a blog website using databases. So all the blogs that you will wrote, that will be stored directly into the databases. All the changes that you will make, that will be real time, and you can read, and you can obviously show that as your major, as one of your major projects, right? Because a blog site will be a very extensive site. And after that, you will have industrial training and internships program, wherein if you don't know any programming language and all, it's not an worry. We will get you placed. We will get you an internship for at least a span of 30 days. And yeah, after that, we will have a 2 days resume building workshop, right? I've already told ki people from Google, Amazon, Facebook, Uber, Microsoft will be there, and they will get you in touch. They'll give you personalized opinion about what you should change in the resume. How should you make your resume to get selected for the further rounds and other things. At the end of this, you'll have at least 3 certificates. The one is for the completion of the certificates. The next will be for the internship certificate that you have done an internship, and there will be a letter of recommendation, right? Suppose you have gone through this intense course for like 45 days and if you have completed an internship, so definitely there is some dedication in you, so you will get a letter of recommendation, which I've already told many times it will be useful for you in your future. Right. So now, if these things sounds interesting to you, what you can do is you can, click. You can register for this this course. You will receive this PDF as well in your groups recently. Very soon, and you can get a call with the Satya. You can obviously write the form, and definitely one more thing is you can fill this form, right? That is there in the live chat. So this is it about the course. And yeah, so I've already told about these many things about the course very extensively. So let's move on with the next part. That is, just a minute. Let's move to the next part. Okay, now since I was talking about full stack development and developing things, so going further these things, what all things you will require? I think I've already told you'll require to have deployment, you'll require to have projects, and once you have these things in your hand, you can definitely grab a good package in some development companies. You can definitely get some good projects from freelancing websites and all, right? So this is basically my suggestion. Now we are at the very end of this PPT, right? Just let me check. Yeah, we are at the very end. Yeah, so this was the PPT. This was my information that I want to share with you. Now I'm open to questions. Like if you have any questions regarding the full stack development path, or any questions about why should I learn this, or what will be the benefits of learning this, or any questions from this session, you can ask these questions in the chat sections right now, and I will answer that. And post that, we will close this live stream. And do not forget to fill out this form for attendance as well. You will receive a participation certificate at the end of this webinar, right? Do shoot your questions if you have any regarding this. Any questions? Or if do share your feedback as well, right? If you have stayed till this point, I hope that I might be making sense to you. And if you have stayed till this point, do let me know about what do you feel about full stack development, and what do you how was your experience attending this session. I'll be more than happy to receive your feedbacks. And if you have enjoyed anything, or if you have learned anything new, do let us know as well, so that this will give us motivation in doing all these webinars and all these sessions for you, like free of cost, right? We can do that weekly on bi-weekly basis, so that you can learn about new technologies, new stuff that is going around. Yeah, any questions if you have? Also, if you don't have any questions now, do let us know as well. Why it's not taught in a college curriculum? Please see to it. Who's got enrolled? Okay, so lineoid. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. So yeah, why it is not in our curriculum, I am not sure why it is not there. And yeah, please see to it that full stack course get included in a curriculum. So this is not in my hand, basically, right? So what you can do is you can learn it side by side. You can learn on your own, or you can take assistance, or you can pursue any course or anything like that, because you will have an edge over the others who are not pursuing this course. So only this I can suggest you, start learning it. About college and all, I'm not sure why they have not included it. Yeah. Also, it's really great that you are interested into learning learning full stack development, and you have this concern ki it gets included in the curriculum as well, right? Any other questions if you have, or if you don't have any questions, do give your feedbacks, like what did you enjoy, or if you didn't enjoy it, also give that as well. Okay, I didn't enjoy this part, or okay, this was a problem, or maybe anything, right? So that we can incorporate this in the future webinars. Do again, I'm reminding this key, do fill out this form. I think this will also have a feedback section as well. Any questions? If you don't have any questions, do let me know as well, because I'll end the session then. How long does it take to become a full stack engineer from 0 to 100%? Okay, so that is a very good question on an average. Yeah. So the first thing is that depends upon the individual. But if you talk about the average time that it can take is if you if you rigorously go about it, if you if you take if you do it consistently, so I think you can become a full stack developer in maybe 30 days or 35 days as well. Or if you take if you are not consistent enough, so at 1 year or 2 years is still a very less time for you. So full stack developer mein na, you need to know about the core things about each and everything. So learning course and all can be done in 30, 35, 40 days. Obviously there are so much things in this domain. Technology is evolving day by day, so you can learn about all these things later once you know the basics. About basics, it's not like you will learn about simple thing, you will learn about everything, but in a very specific manner, right? So that you can build something and all. I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So I don't think that we have any other questions right now, so I will just wait for 1 minute. If you have any questions or any feedbacks, do drop in and post that. I'll close this session. If any of you guys have forgot to fill this form in order to get the attendance done, in order to receive a participation certificate of this webinar, so please fill that. Okay. And yeah, also if you have any other queries or doubt that you want to ask in person, if you don't want to share it here, the handles, right? I've shared them. Just a minute. Yeah, the handles, right? So I am available with Rit Suteri in the Twitter, right? TWT, and you can search Riddhi Suteri. I'll be there in LinkedIn also. Can I apply for the placement drive after this course? Yes, you can apply for the placement drive. Yes, since some of the placement drives require you to have the knowledge of DSA first, so you obviously need to have. Okay, so you are in final year, right? So I hope that you have a decent hold about DSA, because DSA is also needed. But if you also, it's not an issue ki, some companies or some startup, basically they ask for the development also, so you can directly go for the development. And also if you are applying for companies as well, so they will also ask about how many development or do you have any good projects or not. So this will be helpful definitely. What is the authentic and genuine in demand certificate that full stack developer must have and companies are seeking for nowadays? Okay, so about certification and all, na. So see, that depends. See, certificates are also very important, and this can be from any of the institutions, maybe from any premier institutes, maybe from any Udemy courses and all. But the superior thing is ki you know the skills, correct? Right, so that can be shown using your projects. Suppose if you have made a project and that stands out, so I don't think there will be any talk about your certification. There will be talked about your certification on, but if you made a good project, if you have made if you know with the very important things about very important concepts about the development, so you will be hired, or the companies will be looking out for you. Yeah, so I think we had took all the questions, and we are out of the question right now, so we will close this session. And if you have any further questions, do drop them into the suggestion box, or maybe in the form itself. Right, we will take that. And you have my handle, so you can connect with me over there. So I'm closing the session, right? So I hope you have enjoyed anything new, right? And I personally enjoyed a lot interacting with you. Share the show your LinkedIn profile. Okay. So yeah, I think quickly let me. You can find me, right? I've shown. I've given my. Yeah, this will be my profile. Yeah, you can see here, right? So, anyways, I've given you the link, so you can find me here. Chalo. So I'm closing the session now. Right? It's 8 already. So if you have any further doubts, do let me know. I'll take that later.